Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Tomlin, a man who had coached the Pittsburgh Steelers for 19 seasons, who led them with great success, never had a losing season as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, informed his team at a team meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern today that he'll be stepping down as the Steelers head coach. Now, obviously, this is a gigantic decision that Coach Tomlin had to make. There was a lot of conversation and conjecture about whether or not he should be the head coach going forward. Or the Rooney's going to fire him. Would he ever not be the head coach unless he decided he wasn't going to be the head coach? Well, it turns out he decided he didn't want to be the head coach anymore. He is stepping down. Did that come after conversations with the Rooney family, the ownership group of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Potentially. Did that come after conversations with his family? Did that come after conversations with the fans? What led to this decision? We do not know. Hopefully, we'll find out more as we go forward. But Mike Tomlin no longer being the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers is a insane thought. John Harbaugh, 1 week ago, loses to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 18, misses out on an AFC North championship and a home playoff game. The Baltimore Ravens move on from John Harbaugh. And now a week later, after a wild card drumming to the Houston Texans, Mike Tomlin gone from the AFC North. It's the dawning of a new era, certainly in the AFC North, but definitely in football as a whole. And in Pittsburgh, this is wild to think about. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. Is that what you're getting butterflies in your stomach for about 16 minutes ago whenever you thought this was potentially going to be the news? And now it's officially happened. How do you feel, and how do you think Pittsburgh feels about it?
Yeah, I, to be honest, had no idea how I would react if this happened. And at this moment, I kind of like heart's racing because first and foremost, obviously, thank you to Coach Tomlin for 19 years, one Super Bowl, two Super Bowl appearances, multiple AFC championships. And what he did for the team and the city to carry it on from what Coach Cowher had done and Coach Knoll had done, like an incredible job. And he will never, ever be forgotten in the city of Pittsburgh for what he did for all these years. To go 19 seasons and to be in the playoff race every single season, and for a lot of those seasons to have Super Bowl aspirations, like he started when I was a freshman in college, so I've basically spent most of my adult life with Coach Tomlin as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So first and foremost, thank you to him. But when you go 9 years in a Steelers organization without a playoff win, 7 straight playoff losses, and none of them being particularly close, like it's just a situation where, yes, he's a great coach, but has it run its course in Pittsburgh? Most likely, probably. So, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I didn't think I would that this would happen. But like I said, when you go 9 years and 7 straight playoff losses, this does happen. So now, I think the majority of the city is going to agree with this. I think they're going to agree with what he did in Pittsburgh was incredible, and the whole run was incredible, and he's a great football coach. But I think people will be happy with the move, and I think people will be happy and now optimistic with what the future could bring.
Okay, because it could be different than what it has been for 19 years. Now, Coach Tomlin, I think B.A. mentioned it in the first hour where he said he doesn't think Rooney will fire him, but it's time. And I think when Coach B.A. said that, that was a surprise to me that he actually said that publicly. But I think B.A. was also speaking from Tomlin's perspective. It's like, hey, man, you've done incredible things for this place. And seemingly at this point, you got a stadium chanting to fire you right now. Okay, he goes out to go in public. Obviously, everybody's a fan of Mike Tomlin, but also there's a media to his family, to him. Hey, when are we going to win a Super Bowl? We just got killed again. Is this another year? It's like that was his life anywhere outside of football and outside of his family in Pittsburgh. That's what it became, basically. And what is it? You're the dire hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain or whatever. It's like, that was Tomlin in Pittsburgh for sure. And in this modern age, being able to stay in the same place for 19 years is wild. That's a crazy thing to even consider. That's why what Harbaugh was doing in Baltimore crazy and what Tomlin. So now you got 20 NFL teams that are trying to call Tomlin and his agent to see, hey, is there any chance that he still wants to coach football, or how does this whole thing work? And if he signs up to do TV, is he going to be in the booth this weekend? Is he going to be on a kickoff show this weekend? Because obviously this is the biggest time for all these shows. It's like there's a chance Mike Tomlin will have options with what he wants to do next. I cannot read the rest of that because the thing is cutting off. Still can't. He could put it in between me and AJ. Still can't. If you could put it in between me and AJ, maybe. Boom. Mike Tomlin will have options with what he wants to do. He can take the year off. He can have a job in television as an analyst. He gets to do what he wants, but it won't be coaching for the Steelers. Yeah, I mean, good for Coach Tomlin. Now that he has all the options in the world, he's worked his ass off to get to this moment. Good for the Steelers. Good for the faithful Yinzers, who obviously have a sense of optimism and hope about, okay, we got some change. Maybe we can go win it. And who do you hire next, D-Butt? I guess that's the question. With the model the Pittsburgh Steelers have, they're looking for a lot of consistency, which you would think maybe a younger coach. But Mike Vrabel goes back to New England. The reason why he does such a good job there is because he loves the place, has a history of that place. He's in the Ring of Honor of that place. Mike McCarthy was born and raised about 3 miles from the stadium, 4 miles from the stadium. He's available. He would obviously, he wanted the Pittsburgh Steelers to win a Super Bowl this year so his mom and his family could have a good time like the good old days back in the day. It's like, who is the right answer now for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I guess they have to find that out for the first time in 19 years, D-Bud.
They definitely have to find it out. Long time. I mean, Tomlin's basically lived out a dream, every coach's dream, to stay at a place like the Pittsburgh Steelers for 19 years. We're getting old. You know, all these kind of chapters are closing. Bill Belichick in New England, Pete Carroll in Seattle, Harbaugh in Baltimore, and now Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Based on their history, Kyle was pretty young when he got hired, too. Is this his first NFL head coaching job when he got hired?
Yeah, and he was, I believe he was the special teams coach in Cleveland before he got hired, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so that was his first opportunity in Pittsburgh. Then Mike Tomlin got his first NFL opportunity in Pittsburgh. History would tell us it'll probably be another coach getting their first opportunity to take the team forward. But we shall see. It's a tough decision to make. It's an iconic franchise. Once again, you know, Tone being a fan, being from Pittsburgh is different, but me being a fan of just football and, you know, physical, defensive football, championship caliber football. So I have the utmost respect for Mike Tomlin and the job that he's done. And I personally, and this is me personally, I can't see him coaching anywhere else. This is just me, so I can maybe see him going on the TV. I can't see him with other colors and another hat or whatever on the sideline personally. But we shall see. We know how these coaches are wired. They want to coach forever. So we'll see what's next for Mike Tomlin.
A big part of this entire thing that's being talked about online is Tomlin stepped down. He wasn't fired, so the Steelers still retain his rights. So this is what Ari Mirov at My Sports Update, former real estate guy, I think he was, and then he got into aggregating information for the NFL on the internet. I don't think he went to journalism school, but he does a great job of aggregating a lot of information on a regular basis. I don't know if he sleeps. He might be one of those guys that's actually plugged in, which is pretty cool that we get to experience that. But if Mike Tomlin was to go do television with Fox, I don't like the photo he used of Mike Tomlin there, by the way, but if he was to go do television with Fox, it would be very similar to the situation Sean Payton did with Fox, where go do TV. I think Sean Payton crushed it. I think he did well. I think Tomlin would do better than anybody. I think Tomlin will be the best guy on TV as soon as he gets on TV. Yep. I think that'll be like a matter of fact. But if he doesn't enjoy it or for some reason does yearn to get back onto the football field, somebody's going to have to trade for the Pittsburgh Steelers to go get him. So to your point, D-Butt, I think he's going to go do TV and become king. And he's going to feel respect and appreciation from the entire NFL, because the way you view Mike Tomlin is the way I think everybody outside the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base views Mike Tomlin. This guy's cool. This guy's awesome. This guy always wins. Must be nice, Steelers fans, that you're complaining about him not winning a Super Bowl. You guys are in the playoffs every single year. That's what the rest of the NFL thinks. So now that he's going to be able to speak to them, I think he's going to be a king if he does TV, AJ. I think he's going to live like a king, get treated like a king, and feel like a king if he does TV, and get paid like a king if he does TV, AJ. Those are a lot of four royal things to kind of change your life a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who mentioned it, but yeah, we could see him in a week or two doing playoff coverage, sitting at the desk somewhere doing it. But I know Rap Sheet said that he informed the team that he plans to step away from coaching, meaning one of the greatest to do it will take a break. So does Rap Sheet know that he's not going to coach this next year?
Jay Glazer's the guy we need to be following here.
Yeah, I wonder what Glazer's saying.
Glazer is the one that we need to be following. I think him and Tomlin actually like.
You heard Triggs. Remember the video Jay Glazer put from the meeting? Like they're all sitting around kind of having a drink, smoking a cigar at the end of the coaches, their owners' meetings. Like it was like a whole situation.
Yeah.
And Tomlin and Jay are the guys, and that's what Triggs talks about, like, yeah, these guys run this whole place.
Yeah, now that becomes the best, like, one of at least the top jobs. I mean, in the AFC North now, there's 3 coaching vacancies, and the Bengals are the only one that are keeping their guy, Zach Taylor, and that might only be for another year. But I don't know how you guys would feel, but for a place like Pittsburgh, would this be a spot where you kind of have to bring in someone who understands it? Like, immediately I was thinking Brian Flores, because Brian Flores was there for a year, kind of got back into coaching with Tomlin. Now he's the DC of the Vikings, kind of very similar. Goes Minnesota to Pittsburgh. Like, do you think they're going to go that route, or more so do like the veteran like McCarthy?
So the last two, I was wrong. Cowher was the special teams coordinator at the Browns, but then he was the DC at the Chiefs, and then he got hired to the Steelers. Obviously, Mike Tomlin was the DC at Vikings and got hired to the Steelers. So if the Rooneys stick to their ways, it would be a young defensive-minded coach who is a leader of men, and that's what they do. Beeflo kind of fits that model. He is younger in that situation. Chris Shula fits that model. There's others that fit that model. I don't know.
Maybe they want to change the model.
Yeah,
Maybe they want to have an explosive offense.
Yeah, which they have recently. They've been doing things differently than they have in the past, so that could be something as well.
Do you think McCarthy's ties to the city, too, play a big role in this? I mean, like, I guess Tomlin isn't from Pittsburgh, but by the end of it, people who don't know, like, you just assume, oh, Mike Tomlin's from Pittsburgh, and then obviously Bill Cowher. Like, does that play into it at all?
I think so. I think it does, man. I don't know. Just once you start going through McCarthy's stats and resume and everything, and with the way he'll impress in a conversation, which he certainly would,
if he took that, he'd be so emotional with Pittsburgh. Like his opening presser, his different, because he'd get emotional speaking to the Green Bay Packers when I was there, speaking of things going on in Pittsburgh and growing up and all these different stories. If he was actually living it as the head coach of the Steelers, it would be amazing to watch.
Yeah.
How would Yinzers feel? Yinzers would like him if he won, obviously, and he knows that if you become the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're stepping into a. Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of a beast.
High pressure situation.
Obviously, they would like that he's a Yinzer first and foremost. They would like that he's an offensive guy and has had success at two places. I think the only drawback is that he's in his 60s, so you're not getting a coach. You're not getting a coach
62
that can be there for potentially 15 plus years. Because I believe, Cowher was there for 15, Tomlin was there for 19, Chuck Noll was there for 23 seasons. I'm not saying that that's going to happen or whatever, but
10 years is a long time, though.
10 years,
10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
He's also like
Especially
a legit quarterback whisperer.
He's also the only one who you would hire that I think Aaron would come back for, if that's something you want.
Imagine Big Mike and Aaron reuniting?
In Pittsburgh?
Oh, they might be roommates. They might just move in together. That'd be amazing.
He didn't like what was being said about Tomlin. He didn't like what was being said about LaFleur. Aaron said, I don't like the way we're doing things around here anymore. What is this NFL? It's like, it is a what have you done for me lately league. Mm-hmm. But for Tomlin, how many Super Bowls have you won for me lately? None. Get the hell out of town. Him stepping away from coaching as his messaging is interesting. That means he's on a microphone. Football just got better. Football got so much better that we got Tomlin on an open mic. Yeah. Like, I can't stress that enough. Just as somebody who has paid attention to Mike Tomlin speaking for a very long time, I think we used to run a segment just Tomlin speaking, didn't we?
Yes.
Tomlinism?
Yeah. I mean, Tomlinisms or something like that. Yeah.
Tomlinisms, I think, is what Tomlin's shit is called. But we used to run a segment whenever we were just on YouTube, we're in the old office, where we would just pull a random Tomlin clip. Had not listened to it. Let's just pull this shit and see what it is. And he would just drop some gem in there. It would just be some ridiculous TV-like, movie-like gem. And it's like now he's going to be focusing on that and working on that. Plus hanging, chilling. Has to be in studio. I don't think in the booth would be great. But, like, football got better today. Football got better today if Mike Tomlin's becoming a national, kind of voice for the league, for the sport as a whole.